The theme this week for my dinners has been quick and easy. After working all day, I'm looking for something to just whip up that takes minimal effort. And when I think of quick and easy, I'm thinking of minimal prep, minimal cleanup. I like one pan meals. I like one pot dishes. I like crock pot meals that can just do their thing. I just dump and go. So I have one of those in this video. I have a couple that are just so tasty, and the effort that was put into them was minimal, especially the one at the end. 2 ingredients for a super delicious dinner. So I can't wait for you to see that. Let's get into the video and share with those ideas and the menu I've had for this week. The first recipe I'm sharing are these shredded chicken fajitas. These are so good and this is so easy. It's a dump and go crock pot meal, starting with your boneless, skinless chicken breast. I have about 2 pounds here and I'm just adding it to the base of my crock pot. I'll season my chicken with some paprika. I also have some chili powder, some garlic powder, and then also some cumin. I'm just eyeballing this. I just want a generous amount of each, and I'm gonna season again after I put the vegetables in. But right now I'll add almost 2 tablespoons of some garlic, minced garlic, and a little bit of salt. And then I have 2 small onions that I've sliced. I'm gonna add them on top of the chicken. And then I have bell peppers. I have 1 green, 1 orange, and 1 red bell pepper that I've sliced up, putting it on top of everything. And I'm gonna season again. Same seasonings: paprika, chili powder, garlic powder, and cumin, as well as the salt. And you can use any peppers. They don't have to be all different colors. I like the color pop though. I'm gonna cover it with a lid and cook this on low for 4 to 6 hours. After 4 hours, my chicken is completely cooked. I'm gonna take out the pieces and I'm gonna shred the chicken. Now I'm using my Pampered Chef meat shredder. It is so cool. It's a 2-piece set and it actually has a magnetic piece in it so they can clasp together and be stored away real easily. But I love this thing. I like this better than using 2 forks because that usually cramps my hands up. So this is so much better. But do you have another way of how you shred your chicken? Do you have that new twist and shred tool that's out there? Or do you put it in your stand mixer? What is your favorite method? Leave a comment below. I add all my shredded chicken back into my crock pot and I'm mixing it with all the juices, which is from the chicken and the vegetables. I didn't add any water or broth to this. It made its own natural juices, which adds that flavor. I'm gonna plate it up by putting some of them in lettuce leaves, and then I do have these 0 carb tortillas, these little taco size, that I'm also gonna plate one up in that. So we have some no carb, low carb options. I'll top these with some shredded cheese and then our taco sauce, some from Taco Bell, and then a spicier one that we got from Aldi. That's my husband's favorite. Now these are ready to eat, but mine, I'm actually going to use up what I have. I have this 7-layer dip that I had left over from the party over the weekend, and I'm going to use that as my base. It's got all the flavors, and in fact it inspired this meal tonight because I wanted to use this up. It's got the guacamole, it's got sour cream, it's got salsa, it's got beans, it's got everything I want in a taco. So I used that as the base, put my chicken on top, and this was delicious. It's perfect, juicy, flavorful. It's got the protein and all my favorite layers. Whether you go low carb or load it up with layers, this was so delicious. That meat is so flavorful, and most of all, this was so easy. This next dinner was the favorite of the week. My husband and son loved this so much. It turned out better than I expected. So let's start with our ingredients here. This is a low carb Italian casserole. I'm starting with zucchini. I have 2 zucchini and they were smaller than I expected them to be. So I'm kind of improvising. I wanted to make a zucchini lasagna and make these into strips. But because these are so small, I decided to just make a base of zucchini rounds, little discs. So I'm just slicing these. And then for the other extra element of just kind of bulk, I'm using some mushrooms. For my meat, I'm using these Italian style meatballs that were frozen. I had these left over, and also this is gonna be so easy since they're already fully cooked, and I only have about half a bag left, but that's gonna be the perfect amount. I'm going to use my manual food chopper from Pampered Chef, and I'm gonna chop these so they are into little pieces, which is gonna be a great layer over all of our vegetables. To keep this easy, I'm gonna cook everything in one pan. So I'm gonna start with some olive oil over medium-high heat, and I'm gonna add my zucchini and get those browned on both sides, which only takes a few minutes. I'm also gonna season these with some Italian seasoning, And then I am also going to put a little salt on those as well. I'll just keep an eye on them, flipping them when they're all brown. And then when most of them are browned up real nice, I'll go ahead and add those mushrooms. I'll add some more Italian seasoning on top of the mushrooms, and I'll just kind of spread those out, and it doesn't take long for them to be all sauteed and softened and nice and brown. And now I'm gonna add this Parmesan cheese. I've had this in the freezer, and this is gonna be a great binder, I think, to kind of keep everything together and create that nice base layer. So I'm gonna sprinkle this all over the tops of those vegetables. Next, I'll add in my chopped up meatballs, and then I'm gonna add my sauce. I just have some leftover sauce here in a jar. This is some pizza sauce, Oreos I had left over. Had very little of that, so I'm also using this can of tomato sauce, which has some oregano and basil, so that's gonna add some great flavor. And I'm gonna just add a little bit of water into both of those to rinse those out and get every little bit of sauce I can. And I'm just gonna smooth that out on top of the meat. And then I am going to add some cheese. I have this fresh mozzarella, just had about 2 slices of that. I'm going to put that out. And then I have shredded mozzarella cheese. Now you can tell this is not a recipe. I am going with the flow here, and I had ingredients to use up, so this is working out perfectly. Now everything is pretty much cooked in here, but I want it to get really melty, and I'm going to go ahead and put this under the broiler. This is totally optional. It will melt if you put a lid on top, but look at this from being in the broiler for just a few minutes. I love that golden color of that cheese all melted. And speaking of melted cheese, check this out. It was so cheesy as I go to plate it. I couldn't even get it all in camera. I plate it up and I asked my husband if it's too much cheese, and he doesn't think it is at all. He absolutely loved this, as did my son. Not a bit of leftovers. It was the hit and the favorite meal of the week. I will definitely be making this again for sure. This next easy meal is a chicken and jalapeno popper casserole. I defrosted 4 chicken tenderloins, putting them on my air fryer rack. I sprinkled them with garlic salt. Now I'm going to sprinkle them with some paprika. And I'm going to put them in the bottom rack of the air fryer on my silicone tray here. And now I'm going to take my bacon, and I'm going to take the slices and put it on the other rack, and that is going to cook and drip on top of those chicken tenderloins. Cooking the bacon, cooking the chicken, it's going to be really good. All right, take that bacon. Air fry for, let's start with 8 minutes. Looking good, but we can do a few more minutes, get that bacon a little more crisp. I'm gonna do another, let's go 6 minutes. Now we're talking. Look at that crispy bacon. Our chicken, let's do a temperature check, see if that chicken is actually cooked through. Not quite, but the bacon's done. We're going to take that out. We'll finish cooking the chicken on its own. Took my chicken out of the air fryer, put it in my casserole dish here that I did spray with olive oil spray. And I realized I didn't have to cook them fully up to temp because they are going to go into the oven with all the rest of these ingredients, which we will do now, which is a block of cream cheese, which I just zapped in the microwave for about 25 seconds to get it nice and soft. And I'm adding a half a cup of heavy whipping cream to that. And I'm also adding 1/4 a cup of chicken broth in there as well. We're gonna just whisk that together, making it nice and smooth. Now, normally for the chicken, instead of doing what I've done, because I didn't have any ready-made cooked chicken, a rotisserie chicken would have been great. I usually have that on hand, but I didn't this go round. So I just thought, hey, just cook up those chicken tenders in the air fryer, which did go pretty quickly. And then pouring this on top, I decided to shred the chicken. I thought it would give it more of a casserole kind of feel, and all those flavors would be better to get pieces of chicken than just one whole piece of chicken, especially when I pour that cream cheese mixture on, which I'm going to do next.
I have these jalapenos that have been in the freezer. I have ones that are kind of marinated in oil.
And then these are just plain without any oil on them.
I'm going to start with those.
These jalapenos are actually from our garden, and we froze them so we can keep them for recipes like this. And they're perfect for casseroles, like they're going to be heated through. So I don't need them fresh and crisp. They're going to be great in this.
Now for our bacon that I just crumbled into pieces. And our cheese. I did shred a block of sharp cheddar cheese.
And this will go into the oven at 375 degrees for about 15 minutes till all that cheese is melted and everything is nice and warm and that chicken is up to temp. It is so yummy. Look at that. And the jalapenos are not too spicy since all the seeds are out. It tastes so good. Unfortunately, I didn't get it plated, but take my word for it. This was creamy and cheesy with a little kick, and the chicken and everything came together wonderfully. This next meal is so easy. 2 ingredients. Everything is already cooked. You just have to heat it in the microwave. These pork carnitas, which I got from Aldi. This is seasoned pork with juices, and it's a heat and serve. And then the everything chopped salad kit, also from Aldi. But any chopped salad kit would work really well, but this one is really good with this. And I just microwaved the pork as per instructions on the back of the package, and it only took like 4 to 5 minutes. And then I'm just pulling the pork apart into little pieces, and then I'm going to assemble my salad. But what's so great about this ready-made portion of pork is that it doesn't come with a barbecue sauce, so it's not as sweet as the ones you usually get. And this can be offered also, I've seen similar things at Sam's and probably also at Costco and even Walmart, where they have these ready packaged, just ready to heat and serve, and it pairs so well with a salad that has all the ingredients in it that you need. So this is just a super quick meal to throw together if you're short on time and you don't want to turn on any appliance except the microwave. Get it cooked really quickly and have dinner in no time. And if you wanted to stretch this meal out a bit, you can even put the pork and the salad into little tortillas and make little tacos. And you can keep it low carb with these 0 net carb tortillas. But any way you serve this, it's going to be so delicious and so easy. I hope you enjoyed these easy meal ideas and found some inspiration. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to click that notification bell so you're notified when I make future videos. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.